Hey, what's up guys? Yoda Comedy J here, and welcome back to a brand new video. Today, it's a bit of a different style video. It's going to be more of a video essay, as, you know, it's something I've wanted to test out. Today, we'll be covering Town of Salem, and let's just get right into it. In the realm of online gaming, few titles have managed to capture the essence of deception, strategy, and deduction quite like Town of Salem. Developed by Blink Media Games, this multiplayer, browser-based game transports players into a world of mystery, deceit, and relentless mind games. As the sun sets over the quaint town, players assume various roles, each with its own unique abilities and objectives. From righteous town members striving to weed out the malevolent forces lurking in their midst, to cunning mafia members orchestrating sinister schemes under the cover of darkness. Every decision made holds the fate of the town in its balance. So sharpen your wits, hone your skills, and prepare to immerse yourself in the world and history of Town of Salem. The town awaits, and its fate rests in your hands. The development journey of Town of Salem is a testament to the power of community-driven innovation and the enduring appeal of social deduction games. Originally conceived as a browser-based adaptation of the party game Mafia, Town of Salem was a brainchild of Blank Media Games, a small independent studio with a passion for creating engaging multiplayer experiences. From its humble beginnings as a Kickstarter project in 2014, Town of Salem quickly gained traction within the gaming community, attracting a dedicated following of players drawn to its blend of strategy, deception, and social interaction. As the game evolved, so did its gameplay mechanics, with Blank Media Games continuously iterating on core features and introducing new roles, modes, and updates to keep players engaged. One of the defining features of Town of Salem is its emphasis on player agency and emergent gameplay. Unlike traditional board games or video games with predetermined outcomes, Town of Salem offers players the freedom to shape their own narratives and strategies, resulting in endless possibilities for creativity and experimentation. Over the years, Town of Salem has gone through several significant upgrades and expansions, each adding new layers of depth and complexity to the gameplay experience. From the introduction of new roles with unique abilities to the implementation of ranked matchmaking and competitive seasons, Blank Media Games has remained committed to listening to player feedback and incorporating community suggestions into the game's development roadmap. The evolution of Town of Salem's gameplay reflects not only the studio's dedication to delivering a high-quality experience, but also the enduring passion of its player community. Through collaboration, iteration, and a shared love for social deduction games, Town of Salem has continued to thrive, cementing its status as a modern classic in the realm of online gaming. As Town of Salem continues to evolve and grow, one thing remains clear: the journey is far from over. With the sequel releasing in the year 2023 and community-driven content on the horizon, the future of Town of Salem looks brighter than ever, promising even more excitement, intrigue, and deception for old and new players alike. Now, let's dive into the factions of the game that started it all in the original Town of Salem game. Starting with the town. The town faction consists of innocent townsfolk who aim to eliminate all threats to their community. Their primary objective is to identify and eliminate members of the mafia, neutral killing roles, and any other malicious forces that may threaten the town's safety. Town members work together to gather information, discuss suspicions, and vote to lynch players they believe to be guilty. The mafia is a group of organized criminals who seek to control the town through deception and manipulation. Their primary objective is to outnumber the town and eliminate any obstacles to their dominance. The mafia members work covertly to sow chaos, eliminate town members during the night, and frame innocent players to divert suspicions away from themselves. The neutral faction consists of various independent roles, each with its own unique objectives that may or may not align with those of the town or mafia. Neutral roles operate with a degree of autonomy and may choose to ally with either faction or pursue their own agendas. Some neutral roles may have the goals such as surviving till the end of the game, achieving certain conditions or eliminating certain players. The neutral killers are roles such as serial killers or arsonists. Their primary objective is to eliminate all other players and be the last one standing. Neutral evils, such as jesters or executioners, belong to the evil category, as their primary objective is to achieve a certain condition, such as getting themselves lynched or having their target executed. The neutral benign roles are such as amnesiac or survivors. Their primary objective pretty much varies, but it will involve surviving till the end of the game or achieving certain conditions. In 2014, Town of Salem emerged as a unique addition to the online gaming landscape, captivating players with its blend of strategy, deception, and social interaction. Developed by Blank Media Games, it was inspired by party games like Mafia and Werewolf, but it brought a fresh twist to the game by introducing an online platform that allowed players from around the world to participate simultaneously. The game's concept was conceived by a small team of indie developers who sought to create an immersive experience where players could test their deductive skills and psychological prowess in a spiritual town setting. With its simple yet addictive gameplay mechanics and an emphasis on player-driven narratives, Town of Salem quickly gained popularity within the gaming community, attracting a dedicated fan base eager to unravel its mysteries out with their opponents. Throughout 2014, Blank Media Games continued to refine and expand the game, responding to player feedback and adding new features to enhance the overall experience. The year marked the beginning of the journey for Town of Salem, setting the stage for its evolution into a beloved multiplayer phenomenon that will continue to thrive in the years to come. However, the journey towards success was not without its hurdles. In February of 2014, before the game released, Blank Media Games launched their first Kickstarter campaign. Unfortunately, this campaign would go to fall short of its funding goal, leaving the team disheartened. Despite the setback, they remained committed to their vision, determined to see their dream project through to fruition. They maintained unwavering confidence in the potential success of Town of Salem, even in the face of initial adversity. After months and months of trying, they once again started a fundraiser for a Steam release on September 13th, 2014, with a goal of $30,000. The fundraiser ended up finishing in 35 days, raising up to $114,000, and after months of relentless work on the game itself and advertising, on December 6, 2014, Blank Media Games unveiled the game's trailer. Remarkably, ever since the release date, the trailer has gained almost 1 million views on YouTube, a testament to the growing anticipation surrounding the game. And just 9 days later, Town of Salem officially launched in its full game state. Players were presented with both the free web-based version, accessible on the developer's website, as this is where much earlier versions such as the alpha and beta were, and then the Steam release that more people will be familiar with later on in the game's cycle. In 2015, Town of Salem experienced a massive rise in popularity, solidifying its position as a cult classic among online multiplayer games. The game's unique blend of strategy, deception, and social interaction resonates strongly with the player base, leading to a surge in widespread acclaim within the gaming community. One key factor contributing to the game's popularity was the rise of online streaming platforms such as Twitch. As streamers discovered the game's potential for entertaining and engaging content, Town of Salem quickly became a staple of streaming sessions, attracting large audiences eager to witness the intense psychological battles unfold in real time. The game's inherent unpredictability and the dynamic interaction between players made it for captivating viewing, further fueling its rapid fame. In my personal experience, I was introduced to the game through Chilled Chaos on October 1st, 2014. This was an early version of the game. It was in beta at the time, but it captivated the group known as the Derp Crew at the time and fostered a dedicated community around it. Having followed Shield for about 2 years at that point, I found myself drawn into the game upon its release on Steam later that year. Additionally, Town of Salem benefited from positive word-of-mouth endorsements and grassroots promotion within gaming communities. As players introduced the game to their fellow friends and gamers, enthusiasm for the game spread virally, leading to an exponential growth in its player base. Social media platforms, forums, and gaming communities discussed about Town of Salem, generating a buzz that continued to attract new players and fans alike. These same fans would go on to do the legendary Summer Solstice event, which would give lore and other background to roles and factions within the game, as these were all community-based writings that Blink Media would go on to adapt. Furthermore, Blink Media Games actively engaged with the community during this time, listening to feedback and continuously updating the game with new content and features. This commitment to player satisfaction fostered a sense of loyalty among the fanbase and encouraged existing players to remain invested, while also attracting newcomers intrigued by the promise of ongoing support and innovation. As a result, Town of Salem's popularity soared to new heights in 2015, solidifying its status as a beloved multiplayer game with a dedicated and growing following. The year 2016 marked a significant milestone for Town of Salem, as it continued to solidify its position as a beloved multiplayer phenomenon. One notable event was the launch of the game's second Kickstarter campaign, which surpassed all expectations by raising over $400,000 United States dollars in funding. This overwhelming support from the community not only provided Blink Media Games with the resources needed to further enhance and expand the game, but also served as a testament to the unwavering dedication of the fanbase. 2016 also saw the active player base reach an impressive milestone of 800,000 people, reflecting the game's enduring popularity and widespread appeal. As the community continued to grow, too, so did the presence of YouTube content creators. They were showcasing gameplay, strategies, and humorous moments from their experience in the game. This would increase the visibility for the game on YouTube, attracting much more interest and player bases from all around the world. Moreover, 2016 marked a significant change in the dynamics of Town of Salem's community, as it became more close-knit and welcoming to newcomers. As the game continued to gain traction and recognition, existing players embraced their roles as ambassadors, actively encouraging and supporting new players as they would navigate the intricacies of the gameplay. This sense of camaraderie and inclusivity within the community not only enhanced the overall experience of the game, but also its reputation for being a welcoming and engaging community that is always going to be supportive. Overall, in my opinion, 2016 can be considered to be the absolute peak of the first game, as Town of Salem reached unprecedented levels of success and popularity with a thriving fan base, strong community, high engagement with the developers, and continued growth in both terms of gameplay and content. Town of Salem solidified its status as a timeless classic in the online realm of multiplayer gaming within my own personal, world. In 2017, Town of Salem would experience a significant growth and innovation with key development with the gameplay changes and the introduction of the Coven. The Coven is something that still affects the game to this day, as they have become the main group of bad guys in the current game, in Town of Salem 2. But at this time, this marked the first and only major expansion for the game, introducing an entirely new faction. This faction injected fresh dynamics into the gameplay, offering players new roles, strategies, and challenges. This not only revitalized interest among the existing players, but attracted another group of large players to experience the exciting twists and turns of the Coven. Furthermore, 2017 would witness the emergence of 2% Skim, a popular YouTube whose foray into Town of Salem content captivated online audiences. With his first video released in October of 2017, he would quickly gain traction within the community, establishing a dedicated playlist comprising an impressive 1,176 videos. garnering over 1,276,000 views. His content played a pivotal role in promoting and popularizing the game on YouTube, especially around the time of the Coven update, introducing to a broader audience and fostering a sense of community among the players. Moreover, in December 2017, ignore the dogs barking, Town of Salem achieved a significant milestone by reaching an all-time record of 3,687 players simultaneously playing on Steam. This surge in player numbers was attributed to the enthusiastic endorsement of Town of Salem by prominent YouTubers who were freely advertised the game they enjoyed. Those creators played a vital role in raising awareness about Town of Salem, generating excitement among new and seasoned players alike. Their influence not only contributed to the game's continued success, but also the power of a community-driven promotion shaping the game's landscape from here on out. 2017 was a transformative year for the game, characterized by innovation, growth, and engagement. The introduction of the Coven, an all-time record-breaking player number on Steam, solidified this year as one of the more successful years for Blank Media games and the game itself. What I've talked about so far has been very positive, besides obviously the start of the game being a bit rocky because development issues. But 2018 was one of the bigger challenges and controversies Blank Media has ever faced, being the 2018 data breach, which would affect millions of players, leaking out their usernames, emails, encrypted passwords, IP addresses. But this was not announced in 2018, as this was the year that they announced their mobile game, as they would sit there and think about how this would affect the announcement of their mobile game, as this would probably jeopardize the anticipation because more people would be worried about the data breach. And if we move on to 2019, despite the major lack of updates and content in general in 2019, this would be a pivotal year, as this would be the announcement of the data breach that would have affected millions of players. This incident underscored the importance of cybersecurity and prompted Blank Media Games to prioritize the security of player data moving forward. Additionally, the development team would continue to work on the mobile version of the game, aiming to bring Town of Salem experience to a wider audience, while also implementing necessary updates and improvements to the game's core mechanics. The year 2020 saw the highly anticipated release of the mobile version of Town of Salem in January, sparking a resurgence of interest among players new and old. This accessibility of the mobile platform made it easier for players to enjoy the game on the go, further expanding the game's reach and player base. Among the challenges posed by the COVID-19 pandemic, Blank Media Games took advantage of the increased demand for online entertainment by overhauling the game's interface and design. This comprehensive redesign resulted in a more user-friendly and visually appealing experience, elevating Town of Salem to new heights of accessibility and sophistication. Additionally, popular Town of Salem YouTuber Pipetron would release his first ever video this year, contributing to the game's continued presence in online gaming communities. "2021 would start off with a significant announcement, as Blank Media Games revealed that Town of Salem would no longer receive major updates or new content, citing the development team's shift in focus towards other projects. While this decision would end up disappointing some fans, it also marked the end of an era for Town of Salem, as players reflected on the countless memories and experiences they had shared within the game's virtual town. Despite the cessation of major updates, the game continued to enjoy a dedicated player base and remained a beloved fixture in the online gaming landscape during this year. The year 2022 brought both excitement and uncertainty for Town of Salem players. Blank Media Games would go on to announce and release Traders in Salem, a new game that offered a free roam experience reminiscent of the popular game Among Us, drawing inspiration from the game's werewolf roots. However, despite the innovative game mechanics and gameplay, Traders in Salem failed to achieve the same level of popularity as its predecessor, largely due to limited advertising and visibility. In a surprising turn of events, Blank Media Games announced plans to permanently shut down Town of Salem servers on May 14, 2022, marking the end of official support of the game. However, as of the date of writing, the game remains accessible to players, albeit a smaller player base. This unexpected development sparked discussions among the community about the game's legacy and potential future, as this announcement of shutting down the game would never come to fruition. This takes us to 2023, which was the release of Town of Salem 2. This ushered in a new era for both the game and Blank Media Games. With a fresh fan base, innovative gameplay mechanics, and vibrant new YouTube community, Town of Salem 2 represented a significant evolution from its predecessors. While some argue that Town of Salem 2 surpasses its predecessor in various aspects, there's a sentiment that the original Town of Salem offered a unique experience that never can be replicated. Despite its ups and downs, Town of Salem 1 remains a cherished and underrated part of the gaming landscape during the late 2010s. As we navigate this new area where the Mafia faction no longer exists as of 2024, and Town of Salem 2 diverges from its origins, speculation arises about the potential for the sequel to follow in the footsteps of its predecessor and experience a surge of popularity in its second year. Only time will tell what the future holds, and if you made it this far, appreciate you guys for listening. This video took longer than I expected to make, and took a few re-recordings. I just took the best recording of everything and put those in. I recorded multiple times, and let's just say that some of them didn't turn out as good as I wanted to be. I mean, I struggle with stuttering, but there will be a day eventually where videos like this won't have as many issues. Appreciate everyone who made it this far, if you even did. I'll see you guys in the next video, and please leave some suggestions for games I should do this for in the comments that, I would. Also, ignore the Town of Salem 2 gameplay in the background. This computer does not have any OBS footage that I had from Town of Salem 1, because it's been a while. I was at school during the first time I had this thing, and Town of Salem I didn't really have much time to play it. But yeah, there's some interesting games in the background. I would have thrown one in where a Covenant member, teammate of mine, was in a Discord with a mayor and just completely threw. But yeah, appreciate everyone, and I'll see you guys in the next video.